Hi everybody, this is the short video about Bridge that I promised to share the things that I do in Bridge and what I use it for basically. And a lot of that stuff that was in the video we watched I don't really use anymore. I mean, I had to for classes and things like that, but so here we are in Bridge, and this little caret right here, the first one, shows you the location where your computer is showing you what files are there. So say you go to computer. The only thing it has is my hard drive and this memory card that I plugged in from my camera. So that's my SD card. I can double click that and it'll show me the folders inside there, and just see what I've got. Some of these files are old, but these are pretty fairly recent, I think. And let's see, yep, there's Christmas. And okay, so here we have a raw file. I forget what the E means, but I know it's right, Nikon raw file. And if you double click on that raw file, it's going to take you to Camera Raw. And I mean, I know Dylan made it this far with the raw file. And so here's where you can play in Camera Raw with all kinds of things. You can see how drastically I've edited this one. The exposure was really dim, but I used natural light, and that can be so cool, like ambient light, the surrounding light, all that you have. Even if it's very dark, you can come in Camera Raw and increase the exposure as much as you need to get the picture that you want. And all that I did, I increased the clarity a little bit, how clear the photo is, the vibrance of the colors, the saturation of the colors. So, and then I just click open, and here I am in Photoshop now. So now I can save it as a JPEG to get that smaller file. And it asks me, where do I want to save it? Just going to save it to my computer. Do I want to save it to the memory card? So it's asking me, do I want to rename it? Save it as what? Do I want to put it on my desktop? Here's my desktop. So wherever I want to save it, I've got to tell the computer what's the name of it, where do I want to save it, and how do I want to save it. I want to do a JPEG. And then I just click Save. And you'll automatically get JPEG options. How large do you want that file to be? Do you want it to be the maximum quality? That's what I usually do. And then, okay. Okay, so now I've got this file saved to my desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of Photoshop, go back to Bridge. So see at the top, we're back at Bridge. One thing I wanted to do was look on my desktop. See, look, there's the picture I just saved, and this is all the crazy amount of crap that I have on my desktop. It's all important. All important. Okay, see, I wanted to show you how to find, like, if you've got your phone plugged in. If you're a Mac person, that's pretty easy. I think you go to your library, and what you got to do is find your photos. I think. Or maybe it's pictures. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so this part, you know, looking at things that are on your computer, such as things that you've saved from your phone, is as complex as your computer system. So if you understand all of this, great. If you don't, that's okay too. We'll talk about that in a minute. So in my computer, I need to go to users because I've got like two different desktops. So there's my Mac. And then I can go to Pictures. And if your picture folder has a minus on it, that means there's nothing in it. Mine doesn't, so this is all these folders of pictures I've saved from my iPhone, like over a long period. So this will take me right to the pictures I've imported from my iPhone. So for me, that's how it works. So this is from my phone, and then in here, in Photos, it also shows me my memory card, my SD card for my camera. Okay, all of that said, if you know where your pictures are that you downloaded from your phone, there's an easier way. If you're not sure how to manage this in Bridge, so I can just pull up my photos and say I want to open, let's see, say I want to open up this picture right here. Okay, so I can import it. I'm sure you guys know all about that. And then I can go up here. Hopefully you can see my toolbar up here. And I can go to, let's see, ooh, let me see, edit with, oh yeah. So I could take it right to Photoshop here, right from Photos. And I love all the options that you have in each program, where you can show how to open it, what you want to open it with. So you'll often find that in all of our programs. So say I want to edit this one with one of my Photoshop copies here. So I can do that. I can say I want to open it in Photoshop. It'll open Photoshop right up, whichever one I choose. And there we go. So there's my photo. So I can edit it, do all of these fun things in there. And then File, Save As, tell it where I want it to go. So you can probably tell that I've taught this to young people because I think I know pretty simple ways of explaining it. Alright, as long as you know where your files are located, then you should be able to open them in Bridge. So this is my computer, there's things that are plugged in. This is my desktop, if I've saved things in files, or just sitting right out in the open of my desktop, like this one is, I can open it that way. Let's see, what else was I going to tell you? Oh, I know a lot of people had questions about metadata. This is showing you my metadata. Hold on one second. So I'll show you this. So here I am, just in the same place. I haven't changed my location. I'm still on the desktop. And I clicked keywords, and it shows me the information that is already saved for this image. So it tells me the name. I haven't added any stars or anything like that. It shows me the, the day that I took the picture. And if I've done any modifications, which I just did today, the size, the document type. It even shows me the settings that I used on my camera. Pretty sweet. Even the focal length, the size, the resolution, and my color profile. So those are pretty advanced. So I already have all that metadata included. So now, what if I want to change that? Okay, so I'm still in the same place on the desktop, and I was just kind of playing around. So I can sort these in all these different ways. So I could sort them by the date that I created them. So we've got stuff on my desktop all the way back to September. Not too bad. The size of the file, which this is the largest file I have sitting on the desktop. The type of file. You'll notice that they put the file types in alphabetical order. So these guys, I guess, don't have a file type because they're just a folder. But down here, JPEG, then PDF, you know, it's alphabetical order. And the rating, I don't have any ratings. I don't really use that. Same goes with label. I don't use that. So I just set that back. Okay, so I'm just gonna... I was looking for my JPEG, so, you know, the type of file, that's pretty easy. Okay, so now I've got to, I guess you could right click, or on a Mac it's control click, and then I can go to my file information. I mean, say I'm like thrilled about this photo and I want to put it on my website later in the course and I don't want anybody to steal my information. I mean, pretty rare situation. But you can fill in all of this information and it's going to save it within the actual file. So say I wanted to name this one, this is a little 60s robot that I got from my husband Michael, so I'm just going to call it Michael's Robot. The author, well, that's me. So I could put my name in there. I could put a description of it. So, robot. It's a robot. Keywords, you know, maybe I could just put in whatever I think. Remember how I told you that bokeh is that blurred background? I could put Christmas. Okay. Copyright notice. Do I have one? Not really. Is it copyrighted? I guess I could, but I don't really know about that very much. And that's URL for copyright. Here's the date created. The format is, it's a JPEG. Okay. So now that document has all of that information saved within the file. So in the case that you ever wanted to do that or needed to do that, then you know how. Okay, so it would just be right click or control click, and now see all of this is stored inside that file. It's kind of cool to click down through and find out. It tells you everything about this file. You know, the things that aren't set are things that you haven't set. I could put where I was at the time. I could put my, you know, whatever settings I used if I wanted to record that. Look at all that data in that one picture. It's insane. Okay, so, okay, I got all that. We will be trying to submit raw files a little later in the course because I know they're a little more complicated. But at this point, I hope that's helped. Please don't feel like you need to use metadata at all at this stage of the game, but we are going to need to use Bridge. I mean, I recommend it because it's great for filing. It's like a filing cabinet where everything is stored and it's easy to find. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, please let me know.